sadhakas or devotees that live here, and they may be living alone away from the shelter of great personalities, and they may be offending devotees, but somehow they haven't lost their shelter of Vrindavan. So he's kind of speaking on behalf of these devotees that may be here in a somewhat unfortunate condition. And now let's see another translation. Might get some new light on the same thing. O Sri Vrindavan, I have committed many unpardonable sins. I have given up the path of religion. Even with words, I respect neither the Vedas, the community of spiritual masters, nor anything else. The lotus feet of Krishna are far away from me. Alas, I commit offenses at every moment. Because I know that the great devotees take shelter of you, Vrindavan, I have now also taken shelter of you. Now that I have offended you, what shall I do? Where shall I go? So these are a series of repentance verses, you'll see one after the other, where the author is exhibiting an extreme mood of dainya bhav. This is one of the essential bhavas that are mixed in the sadhaka's life, and they begin to manifest at the level of ruchi. True dainya, humility or feeling wretched and unqualified and feeling sinful, even though one may ostensibly not be sinful. He may be following the four regulative principles. So it's a series of verses. So this bhava, it settles permanently in the mind of an advanced devotee at the level of ruchi after nishtha. He feels lower than a straw in the street, more tolerant than a tree. And he's genuinely, lovingly wants to respect everyone. Because he sees everyone as higher and a more superior. You respect the superiors. You respect your superiors and those that have something greater than you, greater wealth or greater age or greater knowledge or greater beauty or greater influence or position or prestige or power in society. Then they are natural recipients of our respect. This is a common way respect is expressed to the seniors. One who's in the lower level of bhakti, he thinks he's quite great. So he doesn't respect too many people in the environment, if any, except himself. So Ruchi Devi remains far from such a person. So when one practices the proper chanting of the holy name, and the holy name becomes his constant companion from waking to resting, then Ruchi Devi and Bhakti Devi, they take shelter in him. And he exhibits this intense bhav called dainya bhav, humility, which is expressed in Shikshastakam Trinadapi Suni Chena Tori Vaseshana. This is a devotional stage of ruchi. So these type of prayers are the voice of the dainya bhav sadhaka. He speaks like this. He feels like this. He may be completely, obviously following all the principles and not committing sins. But even if someone might be committing sins and living in Vrindavan, when they read this, they'll get some encouragement that, well, there are other sinners like me that they're keeping shelter of Vrindavan, hoping that Vrindavan will somehow, like a mother, forgive them. Like a son may do so many things to hurt the father, or to hurt his brothers and sisters, or even to hurt the mother. Misdeeds and bad words and all types of nasty behavior. If he comes back and falls at the feet of the mother and all humility and begs her for forgiveness, then the soft-hearted, compassionate mother will always shower her mercy on the repentive, wayward, mischievous son. That's the nature of love. It's defined in spiritual love and prema, Braja prema, which of course is reflected here in these mundane relationships of motherly affection, parental affection, brotherly affection, master, servant, and friends and conjugal lovers. The characteristic of spiritual love or prema, irregardless of whether it's Madhurya Prem or Vatsalya Prem or Sakya Prem, is no matter what my lover does, or no matter what my friend does, or what my master does, or what my servant does, or what my lover does, or what my son or what he does, no matter what they do, I'll never stop loving them. There's never a cause where I'll say, okay, that's it, I've had it. You're finished. I don't want to see you again. Get out from my life. That's it. That's the last straw. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's some phrase like that. So in prema, there's no backs to be broken. There's no straws to be used for that. So this is what Vrindavan is. The mother. Mother Vrindavan is also full of prema. Krishna prema, Radha prema. So Vrindavan is also the land of love and the maid of love. And she's personified as a mother who always forgives her children. So the mother is showing something of the attributes of spiritual prema, that no matter what the son does, in my explanation, the mother will forgive him and accept him back and immediately cook his favorite lunch or dinner and take care of him. So Vrindavan, he's admitting and confessing to Vrindavan, I'm in bad shape, but you're my only shelter, and somehow you have to rectify me, you have to forgive me. Text number 4. There's 11 verses with this general theme of Dainya Bhav, of the Ruchi Sadhaka, 11th Shatak, verse 1 through 11. Tyakta sarvapi dharmo hari hari namanak tyaktvam mekam vikarama. Sri Krishne tasya narmasvata tad anuchare nagasam masti maintaha. Shrimad Vrindavanam tvarashrayam agati gatim tvaikalam tvaya saddhi. Kim kuryam kutrayayam yad iha bhattavavet tad bhavat Bhavat Veva Kamam. I have given up all religious duties. But alas, I could not give up sinful activities. I gave up all the good things, but I didn't give up the bad things. I'm good. I'm showing some tyag. Manak tyag tam ekam vikarma. Dharma tyag, dharma tyaktva sarva dharma. So it says sarva dharma prityaja. So I'm following Gita. Krishna says sarva dharma prityaja. So he says tyakta sarva pidharmo hari hari. I've given up all hari dharma, and that's sanatan dharma. Arjuna is talking about giving up asanatan dharmas, lokik dharma, all the dharmas that Krishna is talking about in Gita and directing Arjuna to give up are the lokik dharmas, ashram dharma, varna dharma, but not sanatan dharma. Sanatan dharma is hari dharma, bhakti, hari bhakti, the worship of Hari. That's never to be given up because that's the jaiva dharma, the eternal constitutional nature of the soul. Jivara Surapaya Krishna Nitidas. That's his dharma, Swadharmas, Krishna Das dharma. He says, unfortunately, I've given up all dharma, but not tyaktva ekam vikarma. I haven't given up my sinful activities. So at least I'm learning how to renounce. I'm learning the principle of tyag. I'm living in Vrindavan, I've become a great tyagi. I've given up all religious principles, but I haven't given up my sins. There is no end to my offenses at the feet of Krishna, or his holy names, or his devotees. O Vrindavan, I am taking shelter of you, for you are the only shelter of a shelterless person. But I am extremely evil-minded, so now what will I do and where will I go? Let whatever is destined happen here. Beautiful. This is such a clear and perfect representation of Dainya Bhav, of the devotee. You see in the Sharanagati bhajans of Bhaktivinoda Thakur this mood of Dainya Bhav, Dainya Bodhika. This was the category of prayers in Prarthana. There's some Prarthana, complete prayers in Dainya Bodhika, and Siddhi Lalasa, hankering for perfection. Siddhi Lalasa, these are prayers that are uttered at the time of Bhava, in a stage of Bhava. Then Dainya Bodhika, prayers of utmost humility and repentance. And Samprarthana Ashtakam, or Ashta. These are just general prayers of praying for services or praying to Guru, etc. For mercy of Guru. So these are his prayers of Dainya Bodhika. Text, there's another translation here. Text 4. Alas, alas, I have abandoned all the principles of religion, sarva dharman pratyajya. Alas, but I have not given up a single sin. That's why it says ekam. It says ekam vikaram. It says ekam vikarma. Tyaktva ekam vikarma. My offenses to Krishna, His holy names, and His devotees have no end. Instead of a kanda, we're supposed to do a kanda nam, but he's doing a kanda aparad. Instead of doing a kanda nam kirtan, he's doing a kanda aparad. O Sri Vrindavan, you are the shelter of the shelterless. I've taken shelter of you. Now I've offended you. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Now you may do with me whatever you wish. I was saying this, Dainya Bhav, it's in Trinadapi verse, which is Nishta. That one has humility. Because Ruchi is Nadana, you have Ruchi for Krishna. Because you finally exhibited a proper behavior. When the behavior is proper in devotional practices, then Bhakti Devi favors you. Because Bhakti means love, and love is very tasty. But we don't really know what Bhakti is until we come to the platform of Ruchi. So everything else before that is qualification. Shraddha, Sarasanga, Bhajana Kriya, Nartha Nivriti. Nishta, these are all preliminary qualifications to enter the college of Bhakti. Prerequisites. Sadhana, we have to do sadhana. Why? To purify ourselves of aruchi. Because we have intense ruchi for sense gratification. Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya. So after we've been steadily practicing devotional limbs and absorbed in chanting the holy name, we get sufficiently purified, where we lose our taste for it. We lose our taste for Dhanam Najanam Sundaram. That we lose our taste at the level of, we lose our taste for the wealth, women, followers, etc. to the level of Nishta. And once we lost our taste, then Bhakti manifests in the heart and gives us a devotional taste. These Panchanga Bhakti, living in holy Dham and chanting holy names, associating with devotees, serving Bhagavatam and deities, this is powerful anywhere, not only in holy Dham. Anyone can become a Nishta Sadhaka without living in the holy Dham by observing the limbs of Bhakti, these 5 limbs of Bhakti. He's living in Vrindavan, and this is a book about the glories of Vrindavan. So obviously, if he wrote a book about the glories of the holy name, every verse would be about the holy name. O holy name, please give me shelter. O holy name. So the topic of the book is like he wrote a book about Navadvip. So the topic of the book is all about Navadvip. It's called Navadvip Sattaka. Sakala gati vihina sadgati sattvam shruti tadivi sakalabhir eva gita ati ata uru mahima tvam eva vrindhatavi mama satchananam natchanyat asti. O Vrindavan, all Vedic literature has glorified you as the only shelter for all shelterless people. Therefore, you alone, being decorated with transcendental glories, are my proper shelter. So it's all about Ashraya, Vrindavan Ashraya, Guru Pada Ashraya. Take shelter of the Dham. You are the shelter of the shelterless. Your great joy is sung by all the Vedas. O Vrindavan, you are my shelter. I have no other shelter than you. Text 6. Asamahata mahadamasya vrindatavi mama nisama divya vastu lipso tridataram upahasyatam gatasyodhyati kripa tavachain manakuto hari. O forest of Vrindavan, although I am extremely unfortunate and most fallen, I desire to attain a unique transcendental goal. As a result, I am sufficiently embarrassed, but even if I receive a drop of your mercy, then what need is there for me to be embarrassed? That's a nice idea. Even though I am incomparably wretched and fallen, I still aspire to attain a priceless spiritual treasure, O Vrindavan. Everyone may laugh at me, but if you give me a little portion of your mercy, why should I feel any embarrassment? So this is the point that they have the phrase, a dwarf trying to catch the moon. A dwarf means a small man, short man, deformed man. But he wants to catch the moon. He wants to jump up and catch the moon, possess the moon for his own. So what's being discussed here is the ideal of a man. It's what the ideal that one cherishes is what makes one big or small. So he's admitting on one level, yes, I'm very small and I'm very fallen, but I have a great ideal. I have a very high and exalted ideal, very pure and lofty ideal, that I want to attain the eternal service, that priceless treasure of the Prem Seva of Radha Govinda Yugal in the groves of Vrindavan. This is his unique, I desire to attain an extraordinary goal. So we're hearing about ideal. A man is judged by his ideal. Everyone should have a cherished ideal. Devotional ideals. Harmonies, materialists, they have ideals, what they want. 5-year plan, 10-year plan, life plan. And they're usually quite mundane and limited to this sphere of this one spot of life, in this small locale known as Earth, and what to speak of a circumscribed part of the earth known as India, and even a small place in India called the village or town or city that one may inhabit. This is the length and breadth of one's ideal. I want to accomplish something here in this spot of 70 years with this body in this limited place, in this covered universe, in this material world. That's just a basic samsarika, basic resident of the samsara, a lokik jana, an ordinary Joe. Lokik jana. But the devotees have transcendental aspirations, divine ideals. They're shooting for the stars and beyond and beyond and beyond. They're not settled with promotion in this planet. And they won't settle for promotion to another planet. And they won't even settle or even consider promotion or liberation to Swarga Moksha, to enjoy Swargiya Sukh or Moksha to Vaikuntha. They want nothing short of perfection. The topmost perfection in spiritual attainment, which is the Prem Seva Radha Govinda Yugal in the groves of Goloka Vrindavan. This is the top of the top of the tops. So this is the highest possible ideal, the highest zenith of religious development, the highest possible conceivable param gati. When Krishna talks in Gita about the param gati, he's simply talking about dharma, arth, kama, and moksha. Go to Vaikuntha. But the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they want something even so extraordinary. And even other sadhakas, their goal, their ideal is even far surpasses other sadhakas that are worshipping even Radha and Krishna. Other sadhakas and other sampradayas worship Radha and Krishna in the mode of Madhurya Bhav. But they only want to land in the Goloka Vrindavan in the service of Radha and Krishna. The Gaudiyas want to land in Goloka Vrindavan in the service of Srimati Radharani. Radha Sneha Adik. Their sneha or affection is concentrated, pinpointed on the lotus feet of Radha alone. They're fixed, Radha Nishta. Radha Dasya Nishta. They're Nishta, they're fixed in the service of Radharani. So therefore they don't get to worship Radha and Krishna in the groves of Vrindavan. They get to worship Radha and Krishna inside the Keli Mandir, inside the groves, inside of Vrindavan. Whereas the Nimbarkis who worship Radha and Krishna in Madhurya Bhav or Sakhi Bhav, they get to worship Radha and Krishna in the kunjas, but not in the Keli Mandir, inside the kunja. They may be outside pulling on a ceiling fan, which is an arrangement of vines and leaves and flowers, and offering nice cooling breezes inside for the divine couple to relax on their flower bed. But the manjaris are right there, center city, right there on the flower bed itself, or kneeling, sitting on the end of the flower bed, massaging Radharani's feet, or offering tambul to Krishna or to Radha. They're considered like Radharani's shadows. Wherever you go, your shadow goes with you. Chaya Manjari. Chaya Manjari. So this is a very privileged and glorious ideal. So he's saying that I should be embarrassed because I'm so fallen. I have all reason to be shameful. I'm shameful, so I should be embarrassed of my fallen condition. But nevertheless, I have a great ideal. I desire to attain the topmost perfection in spiritual life. And I know that if I get your mercy, even a drop of your mercy, Vrindavan, Kripatava Manak Kutari, if I get a drop of your mercy, then I will attain that. And then, so what's the cause for me to be embarrassed? All right, I'm sinful, but I have a great ideal. So many pious religious people in the world, outwardly they appear to be dharmic, dharma dwajis. Dharma dwajis, they're flying the flag of dharma. Very upright and good people in the eyes of mundane dharma and even the world itself. They don't have any spiritual ideal. So he says, I'm a sinner, I'm fallen, I'm offensive, but there's one good thing about me. I have a very high ideal that I cherish in my heart of hearts. And that's what I think about whenever I'm not sinning, and whenever I'm not offending devotees, and whenever I'm not offending the holy name, and Krishna, then I remember my ideal. I pray to attain my ideal. And I know you can hear my prayers, Vrindavan Mata, because Vrindavan is a Mata. Mothers have ears. With ears we can hear the prayers of the children. So Vrindavan is the mother, then all those shelterless devotees who have taken shelter here, they are the children of Vrindavan. Like sometimes they say they're Guru Kulis. The young people are Guru Kulis. They're graduates from Gurukul. So we're Brinda Kulis. We're not Guru Kulis, we're Brinda Kulis. Kula means the family. The Guru Kul, the Kul. Favorable circumstance, favorable environment, favorable surroundings. Guru Kul. So this is Vrindavan, Brajakul. We're Brajakulis. We've taken shelter of our mother, and we're hoping that she'll give us a drop of mercy, because mothers are like that. And then people are criticizing me now, but if I get the mercy, then I won't have to worry about being embarrassed. Text 7. Ahaha parma magna sarva setur Braja Yuva Raja Ihat Yudhara Bhava Iharati Adi Radha Yaiva Vrindavana Paramatvaya Metada Kwachinta. Alas, O Supreme Abode of Vrindavan, if the young prince of Braj, who certainly transgresses all rules and regulations, enjoys eternal pastimes in this place of Vrindavan with his magnanimous Radha, then there is nothing for me to worry about. So he's saying, listen, I'm in good company. I'm in Vrindavan. And of course, I have transgressed all rules and regulations because I'm in Maya, Mahamaya. But I'm in good company because Krishna has also transgressed all rules and regulations, but he's in Yogamaya. So he's completely free from any criticism or any reaction or any embarrassment. He's not the least bit embarrassed about his transgressions of stealing gopis' clothes and making them naked and lying and all these things. Stealing butter and slapping his friends and whatnot. But the thing is that because if he's here, and they say he's here, and that's why I've come here, Vrindavanam pratyajat paramekam nagachati. If he's here, then he won't be without his Radha. And Radha is, she's Udhara Bhav, Viharati Radha. She, the Braja Yuvaraj, he's the Braja Yuvaraj. Nanda, Nandulal, Braja Yuvaraj. But his girlfriend is Udhara Bhav. Okay, she's Mahabhavati Radha. But that's for Krishna. I'm way far away from Mahabhavati Radha and her Divya Mahabhav and Prem, highest pitch of prema. But I can take advantage of another bhava she has. Udhar Bhav. Karunamayi Radharani ki jai. So this is Udara Bhava Viharati Radha. So Radha Vrindavanam Paramatvaya Metara Kwachinta. This is a vihar of Radha. Vihar means a playful pastime. Krishna, Rasa Vihari. Ban Vihari. So Udara Bhav Viharati Radha. So this is a pastime of Radha in Vrindavan. That her pastime is to give mercy to the devotees who have taken shelter here. That's why Prabhupada said, people that live in Vrindavan, they take shelter of Radharani. It's in the folio. People that live in Vrindavan, they take more shelter of Radharani than Krishna because she's very merciful. Therefore, everyone in Vrindavan chants, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. So this is the point that Prabhupada Saraswati is mentioning here, that I'm banking on Udara Bhav Viharati Radha. That she'll wander here and there with her Sham, and she'll see this poor, unfortunate wretch, offender that I am, taking shelter in her Dham of Vrindavaneshwari Radha, crying out her holy name, remembering her glories, speaking her glories and praying for her mercy, and she'll say, oh Krishna. Because there's a pastime where it's in maybe Narada Pancharatra, it's there, one of the books, Puranas, Padma Purana, etc. The Radharani, maybe she was upset with Krishna, and Krishna broke her man, and she said, Krishna, I'll give up my man, but you have to promise me 3 things. You have to make 3 promises. So one promise is that you'll never leave Vrindavan. The second promise is that you will, those devotees who have taken shelter of Vrindavan, you won't let them down, that you will fulfill their devotional aspirations and give them your darshan. And the third promise I want you to make is that whoever performs devotional service here, he will attain perfection in his bhajan. So then Krishna said, Tatastu, Bhavatu, let it be. So then it can't, that's the fact. So there, knowing this, pastime is there. So many devotees have, where that came from, have taken shelter of Vrindavan. That's the mercy of Radha. That's text 7. Let's see what we have in this book here. O Vrindavan, if Lord Krishna who is the Prince of Braj, and the very generous Savior of the fallen souls, so he's applying it to him, enjoys transcendental pastimes here with Sri Radha, why should I worry about the supreme spiritual benediction? So he's saying, if Krishna is here, Parama Magna Sarva Setur, then why should I worry about any other spiritual benedictions? Because if he's here, then he'll find me, he'll see me. Let's look at text 8. Tvai charam adiropya sarva shaktim paramat chamat kritim at yanankusham swam sukham aramata radayeva vrindavana katam matra tara vavanudastam. Krishna has bestowed all his most wonderful supreme energies in you, Vrindavan. Adi Uropya Sarva Shakti. Parama Chamatkar. And now Krishna is happily enjoying transcendental pastimes with Sri Radha. Sukham Aramata. Aram say. They say like that, no? Aram say. Sukham Aramata Radeva Vrindavanam. Therefore, O Vrindavan, how can you display indifference to me? So this sounds like some of the types of Chitra Jalpa, the 10 types of Chitra Jalpa in Divyonmad Mahabhava Radha. When she's speaking in 47th chapter, 10th canto, Brahma Gita, there's 10 different types of maddening talks where sometimes she praises the bee and sometimes she criticizes him, and all these different things. So she's saying, listen, Krishna gave you all these Shaktis and gave you all these powers, so now how can you be indifferent to me? I'm begging for mercy. I'm taking shelter of you, expecting some reciprocation. And you got all this power, and Krishna's so happy here, enjoying with Radha. So you must be sharing that happiness because you're providing the Leela Stalis as the foundation and the place of all their enjoyments. So you're sharing in all that divine pleasure that they're relishing and exchanging with each other. So you have so much with you, so much power, and you're enjoying so much. Can't you put drop a few drops of mercy on me? How can you? What is this? Are? Why are you being indifferent to me? Displaying all his wonderful and limitless potencies within your boundaries, Krishna enjoyed transcendental pastimes with Radha. O Vrindavan, why do you neglect me? Now, once you become a zillionaire and you have billions and billions of dollars, so much money you can't even think how to spend it or what to do with it, then what's the question of neglecting someone who's asking for a small pittance? So Vrindavan is that zillionaire. More than a billionaire is a zillionaire. Haribol. Text 9. Aparimita Mahamahimni Damni Tvai Parame Paramalasad Rasoge Yadina Rasamaham Labeya Vrindavana Tapasat Tvai Koti Varshmak Heyam. If I cannot attain the highest transcendental mellows of devotional service, even in Vrindavan, which is the supreme abode of Krishna, and which is unlimitedly glorious, then I will die. Give up my body in Vrindavan millions of times for the strength of my austerities. Koti Varshmahayam. Vrindavana tapasat tvai koti varsham. Varsha means years. Vrindavan, I will give up millions and millions, I will pass millions and millions of years in Vrindavan I will pass millions and millions of years in Vrindavan performing austerities. Rasamaham labeya. If I don't if I don't attain this ras, parama ulas, parame parama ulas. Amazing. Such glories. Aparimita Maha Mahimna. You have the great glories of Vrindavan. Mahimni Damni. These great glories are unlimited. It's the supreme abode of the Lord, who's relishing a topmost ulas and transcendental bliss. And if I can't attain rasa, bhakti rasa here, then I'll just keep staying here for millions and millions of lives until I do. O Vrindavan, if I am not able to attain nectar while living here, whose glories have no limit, and who are flooded with transcendental splendid nectar, then I shall perform millions of lifetimes of austerities to attain it. So this means that Rome wasn't built in a day. They have a phrase like that. How many lifetimes must one live here? This is the kind of Dhira Vrata. And Dhira Vrata, the firm vow that a devotee takes in order to attain his desired objective. Hell or high water, I must attain this perfection. There's a phrase like this. So he's saying that I've come to the topmost place. It's unlimitedly glorious. And so many saints in the past have attained siddhi and perfection, living here for 12 years, for 24 years, for 36 years, 48 years. And they've written about it, and they've shown their lives are self-evident examples of the perfection they attained by doing Braja Bhajan, doing Nam Bhajan in Vrindavan. There's so many histories of so many saints. So like the previous acharyas, I've come to Vrindavan, which is known as Siddhastali, is a place where one attains perfection. But since it's the path of perfection, the plane of perfection, the highest attainment in the plane of perfection, it is the most difficult place, Vrindavan. That's why generally the Gaudiyas favor Navadvip Mandal, Navadvip Dham, Mayapur Dham, because it's known as Sadhana Stali, Sadhana Bhumi. Because in sadhana there are some leeway for falling and standing and falling and standing. Some mercy is there granted in Navadvip Dham, some forgiveness. But in Vrindavan it's told this is Siddhastali, this is the razor's edge of sadhana stali, of sadhana places. Because here you get 1,000 times the benefit for your performances of sadhana and 1,000 times the punishment for your aparadhas. So that's some big stakes, big time gambling. It makes the odds of Las Vegas look like peanuts. This is the big time. When Balaram was playing chess with Rukmi, and they were gambling at 10,000 gold coins, 100,000 gold coins. And then Balaram lost the lower wager, but he won the highest wage. And then Rukmini said, "No, I won," and this and that. And as a big fight broke out, and I think the king of Kalinga got his teeth knocked out because he was laughing and smiling, ha ha ha, at Balaram. So Balaram took his club. He didn't want to bloody his fingertips. Took his club, knocked out the king of Kalinga's dentures. Or gave him dentures. gave him dentures, let's say. And then Rukmi, I don't know if he killed Rukmi or what he did with him, but I forget. He was a little upset at that match, chess match. So let's read text 10. Tvai me swashrigala bhakshyame tad jari deham nipated ayatnas vritti ati mangalam eva tari Vrindavana no tad brittiye tvad anyadrik swam. If after becoming indifferent to the maintenance of this body, which is fit to be eaten by Shrigala, Swa Shrigala Bhakshyam. Swa means dogs, and Shrigala means jackals, and Bhakshyam means Bhoga, offering. So my body will be a tasty offering to the jackals and dogs of Vrindavan. If it falls dead within your abode, Sri Vrindavan, it would be extremely beneficial for me. O Vrindavan, I will not look to anyone other than you for my maintenance. Haribo. So many saints, they've come to Vrindavan like that. They didn't come with their color TVs and their microwave ovens and their Frigidaire fridges and their Whirlpool washing machines and their dryers. They came with their joli and their japamala, small shoulder bag and a japamala and a kamandalu. They said, Radharani, I'm here. Vrindavan, I'm here. If there's any fruits or anything here I can live on, I'll live. And if you don't maintain me, I'll die. But at least I'll die in Vrindavan, and I'll do some service to the Brijvasis. My body will become a bhog offering. My body will be a bhog offering for the dogs and jackals. Even after I'm dead, I'll be able to serve the Brijvasis. That's a high vision. Alive, when we're alive, we should serve the Brijvasis. Even when we're dead, we can offer our body as feast for the dogs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, when I die, throw my body in of course I didn't, but throw my body in the Jalangi and let it become a tasty feast for all the aquatics. Let all the turtles and fish eat up my body and have a tasty feast. So this is called Jal Samadhi. Some saints, they take Jal Samadhi. There's another translation here about the jackals. If my body, which is fit to be eaten by dogs and jackals, will fall down of its own accord and die within your boundaries, that would be very auspicious. O Vrindavan, in order to maintain my material body, I shall never leave you and go to some other place. So this sankalpa, this Drita Vrata, this firm vow to stay Brajavas Nishta. Prabhupada mentions that in follow. He said some saints, they take a vow. This is in Lectures in 66. There are some saints who have taken a vow never to leave Vrindavan. Of course, this is very good, but it's also very good to travel outside Vrindavan to spread the glories of Radha and Krishna's Shuddha Bhakti. So Prabhupada did that. He was a Siddha saint of Vrindavan for so many years, and then he left to spread the glories of Radha Shyam and Radha Govinda, and then he came back to his homeland of Vrindavan to enter the Nitya Lila Pravishta. So he's praying that whatever happens, somehow let my body die here. And I won't leave this Vrindavan to maintain my body. So we were hearing the other day about devotees that won't go to Agra to maintain their bodies. They have cataracts, and there's a free eye camp being held in Agra, 1 hour away, but it's outside of Braja. But they have Brajadam Nishta. They are Nishta and living in Brajadam, so they won't even go. They'd rather have cataracts and be blind than leave Vrindavan. So that type of camp, of course, can't be imitated, but there are Brijvasis and Babas and Sadhus and saints like that. Do or die, it's all for Rai. So this is, that was text. Text what? 10. Okay. So we'll start with text 11. Tomorrow. This is Vrindavan Mahimamrita 11th Sataka, September 22nd, 2011, verse 12. Trukachena vidiriyatam vapur, vilayo vastavipi gyati dharmayo, Namanag api hatum astu dir, mama brinda vipinam sudurlabam. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, let this body be cut to pieces by a saw. Let my religious principles or relatives be vanquished. Yet may I never even think of leaving this rarely attained land of Vrindavan. Let my relatives be wiped out. Text 13. Hari Bhaktim Aham Nakamaye Mama Mukti Prabhati Shuktivat Nayanena Nipiya Radhika Rati Kunjer Ati Manjulam Vanam. I don't desire Hari Bhakti until I have drunk the enchanting beauty of the forest of Vrindavan, which is decorated with beautiful kunjas where Radhika enjoys conjugal pastimes. Even liberation appears like a seashell to me. In other words, he's saying that my priority is to see Vrindavan first. I want to see the Van of Vrindavan, even before I get devotion of Hari. I want to see the place of his wonderful Leela sports. And if you offer me, if you say, oh no, I won't give you a chance to see the kunjas of Vrindavan, but I'll give you mukti. And he said, I know, I don't want mukti. It's like a seashell. It's nothing but a seashell. It's worthless. So let's see some other translations here. So this is so much, he's emphasizing the value of Vrindavan forest. Darshan of Vrindavan. My body, which is fit to be eaten by dogs and jackals, if it was to fall down of its own accord, that's the wrong word. May my body be broken by a sword, or my exalted social position and religious principles may be destroyed. Still, I never for a moment shall consider leaving the forest of Vrindavan, which is so difficult to enter. We often take it for granted that we can come and go to Vrindavan as we will, as we wish. But he's saying that it's not so easy. It's Brindavipinam Su Durlabam. It's very rarely attained. Very, very rarely attained. And if we somehow get residence here, we should cherish it like a great wealth, like a great gem, invaluable gem that cannot be found or replaced anywhere else. Brajavas, Brajadarshan, to live in Vrindavan, to be granted the privilege to live in Vrindavan for 2 days, for 1 week, for 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, any amount of time, is a rarely attained fortune. There are 6 billion people on this planet, and how many ever get the chance to spend a minute in Vrindavan? Padma Puran says that if one resides simply overnight, if he simply resides overnight in Vrindavan, then he can attain devotion to Lord Krishna, just by 1 night's visit in Vrindavan. I do not wish to serve Lord Hari, and my personal liberation is as valuable to me as a tiny seashell. Now that I can drink with my eyes the beauty of the forest grove where Sri Radhika enjoys pastimes. So he's saying that, and Raghunath Das has the same idea. If you tell me that Krishna has left Vrindavan and gone to Dwarka, then I say, okay, that's all right, as long as Radharani is still here in Vrindavan. But if you tell me Radharani has left Vrindavan, then immediately I'm gone, running right behind her. Hey Radhe Brajadevi Ke Chalalite. Hey Nanda Suno Kutaha. And similarly, Prabhupada Saraswati is saying, Anipiya Radhika Rati Kunjer Ati Manjulam Vanam. He's Ati Manjulam Vanam. Rati Kunjas. Radhika Rati Kunjas. Those kunjas where Radhika enjoys her Rati Keli. Well, Radhika enjoys her conjugal pastimes with Krishna. I don't want to get liberated, and I don't even want to serve Lord Hari. If I can, now that I can drink with my eyes the beauty of the forest, now that I can see Nayana, Nayan means eyes, Nayanena Nipiya Radhika. And with my eyes, I'm seeing this beautiful kunjas, Seva Kunj, Nidhiban, all these beautiful kunjas, where Radhika enjoyed her Rati Keli. And simply to have darshan of those, and see the beautiful forest where she enjoys pastimes, that's more to me than liberation. It's more to me than even the service of Lord Hari. So obviously he's tracing a line of preference here to Radhika over Hari. That her kunja, Keli kunjas, of course her Keli kunjas are inseparable from Hari or Krishna. There's no Keli in the kunjas without Hari. But he's saying even Hari Bhaktim aham nakamaye. I don't want devotion to Hari. I simply want to see the Rati kunjas, the Ati Manjulam Vanam. Manjula. Manju means extremely charming and delightful. Ati. Excessively charming and delightful forests of Vrindavan, which are scattered here and there in those wonderful charming forests, are the Rati Kunjas, Radhika Rati Kunjas. Those wonderful places where Radhika enjoys her beautiful pastimes with Shyam. So valuable are these places just to see them or to touch them or to roll in the dust of them. Of course, seeing them on his level of Prabodhananda Saraswati means to have prem dristi and to actually enter there and see the Leelas, Leela Pravesh. Visiting them on a yatra, Van yatra or Dham yatra, and visiting Nidhiban, Sevakunj, and Kadamba Kandi and all these different places of Leela, Punchari, Rasastali at Punchari. Now we don't see too many, but when you round the end of Govardhan Hill, on the inside path there used to be so many trees there just to the left of Punchari. That's a vast, clear area now. But there are many trees even up to 1985, 1990, maybe 95. Many groups of trees, of Kadamba trees and Tamal trees intertwined together and in a big circle like this. Kadamba, like this. And gradually over the years they disappeared. Hardly you can find 2, 3 now. Near the Sakshi Gopal temple there, where the Mandali Kunda, the cave of Raghava Goswami's cave is there. The left-hand side and maybe Sakshi Gopal Mandir. There's 1 or 2 near there, but there were so many spread all around there. And they say that's the site of the Rasastali at Govardhan. And after the Rasa dance, when Krishna returned, then all these beautiful trees manifested. Radha manifested in the form of a Kadamba tree, and Krishna manifested in the form of Tamal Krishna. And then the Tamal Vriksha and the Kadamba Vriksha danced together, unseen by anyone, in the form of trees. They're dancing there in the Punchari Rasastali. Just like sometimes Radha and Krishna would take the form of peacocks and dance together as peacocks, hidden from the view of everyone. Oh, there are just some peacocks dancing. Actually, it's the Radha Mayur. Radha Mayur and Krishna Mayur. Mayur means more. Peacock. So this happened in Varsana at Morakuti. And one saint who was there on that mountaintop about 100 years ago, one Siddha saint, he was doing bhajan there. Nirjan bhajan, and chanting Nam, Sankirtan, Nam Jap, doing Leela Smaran. And during his Smaran, this wonderful pastime manifested on the screen of his heart. And he saw that Radharani was in Man, on this particular hilltop, there's Man Kutir, then there's more Kuti. And Radha Krishna came to break her man, and then he took the form of a peacock to entertain her and dance in front of her and break her man. And then Radharani was so attracted and captivated by the wonderful form, so she transformed herself. Even a mundane mystic yogi can change his form. That's one of the mystic cities, to change the form. A yogi can become a dog or become a cat or become different personalities. We see Hanuman. Hanuman was a great yogi. So when he went to Sri Lanka, he became a cat. That's in Ramayana. You must be knowing. And he wandered all around the palaces. Then he was wandering around the palaces. At night, cats always wander around palaces chasing mice. So about 11 or 12 o'clock at night, Hanuman in the form of a Bili Hanuman. Bili Hanuman. There's Beni Hanuman. Beni Hanuman with a big ball and chain around him in Chakratirtha Road in Jagannath Puri. There's that famous old temple there, Beni Hanuman. Beni like a chain. One link going, Beni, the lady's Beni is 3 pieces going like this, so it looks like a chain. So the chain, the links of the chain look like a Beni, so they put it around his ankle with a big ball, so he wouldn't jump away. So it's called Beni Hanuman. Not that he has a braid. He's tied down with a ball and chain. But this is Bili Hanuman. Bili means cat, pussycat in Hindi. So Hanuman took the form of a little cat, and no one paid any attention. No cats running here and there chasing mice. So he went in this room, and he saw this huge golden bed with silk canopy and pearls hanging off the strings of pearls in all 4 directions, hanging off the silk canopy, and all around, raised above the bed. And there's gold bed with gold posts and all jewels inside it. Huge bed, about 10 feet long and 10 feet wide. And sprawled in the middle of the bed was this huge Kshatriya, a big mustache. And it was Ravana. And sprawled here and there in smaller little round little beds, like little round beds in the room, were these different half-naked women and wives and maidservants of Ravanas. And there were bottles of whiskey and wine everywhere. They were drunk. And Hanuman was walking, what is this? This must be the famous, legendary Ravana. So Hanuman changed his form. So Radharani became a peacock and danced. So this Siddha saint was in his Leela Smaran, and he suddenly saw this pastime. And they say he was blind, but somehow he asked his servant to bring me some paint and some ink and some brush, and a canvas, so that he painted what he saw. And there was a famous painting that was there for 100 years or so in the mandir, more Kuti mandir on the top of the hill, and Chiksoli in Barsana. And we saw that painting in 1977, and this was the original painting. And now it's since been mysteriously disappeared. And there's some other painting by some Russian artist or something to take its place. So, even liberation appears like a seashell to me. Back to Vrindavan. I left everybody in Sri Lanka for a while there. Come back. Okay, 6, I think we're supposed to read 1 through 11, and we read a few more. 16 to 18. Prahola se vasati shitalam keshabara sukeshya. Pashyam yetam malakavitatam vitatim charu bringavalishu. Smeras yendur udayati kalafula hemabja koshe. Netran chalayas chakita harini Chaturi Madhuri Bhu. Chakita Harini Chaturi Madhuri Bhu. Krishna said, doesn't say who he spoke this to, but he could have spoken it to his friend Subal. Because he would often, Subal is a Priyanarma Sakha, and Krishna reveals his intimate sentiments of Madhura Ras to Subal and opens his heart to him and says, "Oh Subal, I'm dying in separation from Radhika. I've come to Radhakund and she was supposed to meet me for the Abhisar, and I'm waiting and waiting, she hasn't come. Please find out what's happened. You must at all costs, somehow or other, don't come back without Radharani. Because if you come back without Radharani, I can't tell you what will happen." Dun, 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 dun. So Subal went to Yavat, where no connection. Subal went to Yavat very fast. And there in the courtyard making cow dung patties as she usually does in the daytime. She's quite busy with that work. She rather likes to have cow dung under her fingernails. Do you know who I'm speaking of? Ja-ti-la, the mother-in-law of Radharani. She is busy making cow dung patties. Tom 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 tom. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. And then Subal came and said, "Oh Janani, Suno, have you seen my vatsa? My vatsa, my small calf. It ran hither and thither, and I think he came in your yard." "Oh no, Subal, I have not seen." "Oh, can I look for him?" Yes, you look." So he looked here and there, went in the Goshala here and there, and then when he saw Jatila was distracted by her cow dung seva, then he ran in Radharani's house. And Yavat, he said, "Oh Radhika, Sham is pining for you on the banks of Shamakund. He's crying, his Pitambara Chadar is entirely wet with his tears of separation. I don't think he can last another minute without your darshan. You must go see him immediately." "Oh Subal, but what can I do? Kutila is standing by the door with a big stick in her hand, and my mother's in the courtyard waiting by the front gate. How can I get out from here?" "I have an idea, listen." Acha? Huh? Really? Oh. And then the idea was enacted. Radharani gave Subal a gamsha. He went in somewhere and changed, wore a gamsha and gave all his clothes to Radharani, his cowherding clothes. And she went somewhere and changed all her clothes and became a cowherd boy, Subal Vesh, and then gave all like that clothes to Subal. And then she went out and met Krishna. So this is a beautiful pastime. So when Krishna is in separation like that, he speaks verses like this. "Oh Subal, the beauty of Radha's hair is reflected in the beauty of the peacock feather. I see the marks of Radhika's kunkum on the face of the black bumblebees." Because when the black bumblebees, when the Brahmar are like Sham, they're the same color as Sham, they're big, about as big as your thumb, the Brahmar, and they're you can say purpley black, very dark sapphire, blue sapphire of black. They buzz around the yard here and there and sometimes. And then they put their big fat nose in some lotus flower. And their nose gets all yellow pollen. So kunkum comes in red, it also comes in yellow. Most pollens are a yellow color. So he's saying, when I see the face of the black bumblebee, that I see the marks of Radharani's kunkum on the faces of the black bumblebees. So that those black Brahmar are like the faces of Sham, and Sham sometimes collects some of that kunkum on his face when he puts his face in a certain place. Her moon-like shining face resembles a golden lotus flower. So that's Swarna Padma. The corners of Radha's eyes are the birthplace of the deer's agitated eye movements and nectarine bliss. That's Chakita. Anchala. Like sometimes they call this cloth called Anchala, no? The edge of the chunari is called Anchala. Krishna pulled my Anchala? Yes? So Chunari Anchala, is it? Krishna? Anchal. Here it says Anchal Yas. Sanskrit, Anchal Yas. So the same Anchal. It's like Anta. Anta means Anchal. So Krishna pulled the end of my chunari. So Netranchala is Chakita Harini. Harini means deer. Chakita. Chakita means their agitated eye movements. Chakita Harini. Chaturi. Chakita Harini. Madhuri Bhu. This is so sweet. It's so sweet, Subal. The corners of Radharani's eyes are like agitated eye movements of a deer. Chakita Harini. Chaturi Madhuri Bhu. So these are Krishna speaking about the glories and beauty of Radharani, that beauty which he knows so well. Shrima Nasa Sutila Kusame Bandhu Jiv Adara. Bandhu Jiv Adara Shri Kunde Dantavali Vilasitam Kairave Charuhasyam. Vali Brinde Tanur Anupama Gucha Sat Kudmalado Lakshmir Vakshoruha Mukulayor Bahuvali Mrinale. Radha's nose, Nasa, Sriman Nasa Sutila, it shines like a sesame flower, Sutila.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri Gaura Hari Vajabhakata Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari Shri Gaura Hari Sahi Goshta Bihari Nanda Jasomati Chita Hari Dhira Damodara Ishaye Kana Bhova Mandire Basi Karaha Bhojana Nandira Nideshi Vashi Giri Baradari Baladeva Saha Sokha Vaise Sari Sari Shukta Shakhadi Vaji Lalita Kushmanda Dalidana Dugda Tumi Dadi Mocha Kanda Mudabora Mash Boda Rotika Britana Bhakti Rasara Amrita Rasalanga Dvadasha Pakora Luci Sinisar Puri Ladu Rasabali Bhojana Korena Krishna Hoye Kutuhali Radhikara Pakayana Bibida Byanjana Paramayanande Krishna Korena Bhojana Chale Bale Ladu Kai Sri Madhu Mangala Bagala Bajaya Deya Hari Bolo Radhikari Gani Hari Nayane Rakone Tripta Hoye Kai Krishna Jasoda Bhavani Bhojanande Priya Krishna Subhasita Bari Sabe Mukha Prakaloy Kore Sari Sari Asta Mukha Prakaliya Jata Sakagane Anande Vishrama Kore Baladeva Sane Jambula Rasalane Tambula Masala Tahake Krishna Chandra Suke Nidradela Vishalaka Shiki Pucha Chamara Dulaya Apurva Sayaya Krishna Suke Nirayaya Yasomati Anga Priye Danishtaya Nito Sri Krishna Prasad Radha Unje Hoye Prito Lalitari Sakhi Gana Avashesha Paya Mane Mane Sukhe Radha Krishna Guna Gaya Hari Lila Ekamatra Jahara Pamoda Bhogarati Gai Thakur Bhakti Vinoda Bhakata Vatsala Sri Gaura Hari Bhakata Vatsala Sri Gaura Hari Sri Gaura Hari Sahi Gosta Bihari Sri Gaura Hari Sahi Gosta Bihari Nanda Dasomati Chita Hari Nanda Dasomati Chita Hari
Krishna Murari, Mama Mana Mandire, Rahami Krishna Murari, Sri Krishna Murari.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Thank you.
Krishna Gurudev. Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I couldn't hear Srila Gurudev. Could you hear what he spoke?
No, Mataji. We couldn't hear.
What he was on mute or what?
He was not on mute. He was just smiling.
Okay.
Hear from your heart, Mat. Listen what he was saying.
Okay,
I-
Pritiman, you know the heart, na? Please speak
I will
what he
call you.
told.
I don't know, you know. Thank you so much for your association, Mataji and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And Mataji, you are like a very beautiful song. You are doing very nice service.
Thank you.
Madhvi Manjri Mataji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
I really want to see you and meet you and get your association.
Probably in the next yatra, Mataji. Krishna willing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vanchagattarupyasya kripa sindhubhe patitanam pavanabhyo vaishnavibhyo anant koti vaishnavvrinda.
Jai.
Happy Krishna Conscious Ekadashi to everyone. Hare Krishna.